The following is a presentation of Georgia Prep Sports.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Georgia High School Football Georgia Prep Sports Network Game of the Week. You're listening to Andrew Wyndham alongside Matthew Nottingham on the color. Brian McIntyre making it all possible on the board. Welcome to the home of the North Cobb Warriors at Albert Matthews Field. Tonight, homecoming for the North Cobb Warriors. 4-0 will be taking on the 3-1 Harrison Hoyas, coached by Coach Queen and Coach Marty for the Hoyas, respectfully. Matt, your alma mater here. Always great to call for the alma mater, but last time we were here, we saw a very, very nice performance, a surprising performance by many accounts from the North Cobb Warriors, a 49-17 rout over at that time the number 3 Walton Raiders.
Yeah, just saw Borshati take over the game when they need him. He had 4 touchdowns, and that was all she wrote. Now,
tonight, Queen brings alongside of him defensive coordinator Chad McGee, previously the head coach a year ago over at Kennesaw Mountain. Kennesaw Mountain now with Coach Andy Scott. They've righted the ship by many regards. Harrison has righted the ship with Coach Marty tonight. We'll talk about that more in a minute. But Coach Queen, very, very complimentary in that Walton game and throughout the season of assistant coach and defensive coordinator Chad McGee.
Yeah, he's a great guy to have. He didn't do so hot at Kennesaw Mountain, but he's came over here and he's electrified this defense, and they're a bad group of guys.
They played with a little bit of, you call it that criminal citizenry.
Bad citizen.
That bad citizen attitude. So we've got a great game here ready to fold out tonight. We're going to take one quick break. We'll be right back and get ready for an incredible football game here at the home of the North Cobb Warriors, Albert Matthews Field, the Georgia Prep Sports Network Game of the Week. Back in a moment, live. Welcome back. Welcome back to the Georgia Prep Sports Network Game of the Week, live on GeorgiaPrepCountry.com. Also the IBN Sports Video On Demand Game of the Week. And there's the toe to the leather. It's going to be a high kick land in the end zone, and the Harrison Hoyas will start from their own 20. Kicker for the North Cobb Warriors, very, very prolific in terms of strength and kicking ability. Kicks it into the end zone, and now the Hoyas will come out. They'll be led by the sophomore quarterback Lorenzo Nunez, number 19. In the backfield will be Chatham Carter along with Deuce White, both seniors, number 2 and 3. Man in motion, give. He'll go up the middle and maybe a yard on the carry. That was number 2, Deuce White, on the carry, as number 3, Chatham Carter, came in motion around the near right end. The Hoyas visiting wearing all white pants, white jerseys with the green numbers outlined in blue, blue helmets with the Harrison Hoya on top. Nunez in the gun, takes the snap, drops, looks, has his receiver complete at the 25, and he'll go down right there. That pass complete to number 86, junior Drevin Jones at the split end position. On the opposing side, hosting the Hoyas in homecoming evening, the North Cobb Warriors wearing all orange, white numbers, white hats, and orange shoes. Thanks for joining us tonight. You're listening to IBN Sports. Andrew Wyndham on your play-by-play, Matthew Nottingham on the color. Nunez drops back under pressure, rolls out, tosses it ahead, and they're going to call that a forward pass. And Matt, if he had not actually pushed that ball forward, if he had gotten hit right as that was released, you could have run the risk of that being a fumble, correct?
Definitely, and that was almost intentional grounding. I didn't see a receiver anywhere near where he was throwing, so he might have got lucky and gotten away with one.
So Nunez will come out. It'll be 10:55 on the clock, 4th and 5, and Harrison will elect to punt the ball. Back to receive, dangerous Xavier Borshati. It's a high kick. Going to land at about the 41 and take a Hoya bounce inside the 35. They'll down it at the 32. Nice job by the Harrison kicker and Auburn commit, Jimmy Hutchison. Hutchison coming into the game tonight with 15 kicks inside the 20-yard line, and what does that mean in terms of flipping the field and controlling the ball?
That makes team drives at least 80 yards down the field, and that's a lot of time, and it gets your offense tired.
In motion, Queen takes a snap, gives end around. There's room. He's going to be hit right on the end. An impressive hit. That's number 89 for the Hoyas, making the pop. Tim James, an incredible shot right there. Excuse me, I'll stand corrected. Sam Lyons, the defensive end, who steps up and hits Nick Miller. Queen in the spread, snaps, drops, hits Miller again, this time near sideline across the 35. He'll go down at the 37, bringing up third down. And, you know, that's the thing you'll notice on a frequent basis tonight, Matt. Queen will get them right up to the line, barely an opportunity to breathe between plays in that fast spread. There's a snap. This time it'll be a direct snap to the back. Around the left end, he's got room. That snap going to number 12 for the Warriors, Xavier Borshatti. And Borshatti had 4 touchdowns, 400-plus all-purpose yards, including an opening kickoff return of 95 yards. Queen in the gun. Borshatti wide out on the line. Gives up the middle. He's got room across the 45, now the 35, 30, 25. One man to beat, still dragging the runners with him, and he'll go down inside the 10. That's number 31. 33, Chris Harrod, who drug the Hoya defensive effort all the way inside the 10-yard line down to the 9. A big gain from the opposite side, and a man down at center field for the Hoyas as the medics come out to check on him.
Just broke one tackle when he was off to the races. He really showed his speed right there in the open field and being able to run people and get down. It's an impressive run, an impressive drive for North Cobb, too.
You see Queen, they're going to clear, it's number 79 for the Hoyas being cleared off, Nick Shy. But you see Queen pushing North Cobb right back up to the line, Matt, wanting them to get ready to run the play and keep the pressure and the momentum on. Queen in the gun. He'll have 2 backs to his left in the I formation. Borshatti near sideline, one-on-one. He'll be opposed by number 86, Drevin Jones, at the defensive back position for the Hoyas. There's a snap, high snap, maintained, given to number 1, Nick Miller. He'll go off the left side, maybe have a yard or 2 off the forward progression. Looks like they'll mark him down at the 7. Second down, goal to go, 9:30 to play. You're listening to the IBN Sports Network, your leader in high school sports. Go to youtube.com/IBN Sports Network. Click subscribe and join in on all the action. Queen in the gun. Drops back. Good block by Harrod. Has his receiver, and it's a touchdown. Nick Miller with the reception from number 15, the sophomore Tyler Queen, and North Cobb pierces the veil of the scoreboard first, 6-0 on a 7-yard completion.
Just a nice ball thrown by the sophomore quarterback to a pretty covered guy, and I mean it paid off, and they're already up off a quick drive. I think they only burnt a couple minutes, if even a minute off the clock, and it's just impressive.
Ready to kick the extra point. That's number 26, Jonathan Kiesler. Snaps down, kicks up, it's away, and it's good. At 9:07, a completion and a touchdown good from Queen to Miller. Puts North Cobb on top, 7-0. Back in a moment after a word from our sponsors. You're listening to the IBN Sports Network, live on the GeorgiaPrepCountry.com. Welcome back. 9:07 to play in the first quarter. North Cobb strikes first. Compliments a la sophomore quarterback Tyler Queen to senior Nick Miller for a 7-yard touchdown pass. Total drive started at the 32, so a net of 68 yards on the drive and only about 2 minutes net possession. There's the kick going to go into the end zone. Attempted to be fielded by number 3, Carter Chapman. And High school rules, Matt, say that if it crosses the goal line or if you catch it with your foot on the goal line, it's a touchback.
Yeah, you get the ball at the 20-yard line, which when you have a high school kicker that can put it in the end zone almost every time, that's impressive. Make you drive 80 yards, and that's really tough to do in this high school league, play after play after play.
Hillgrove takes an early lead 7-0 over Marietta as you see the snap and give from Nunez to the back. Actually, Nunez is going to keep there and move ahead. He'll pick up 5 on the quarterback keeper up the left side in the middle. 8:50 in running here. Harrison with their second opportunity to drive the ball, the first being 4 and out. Big shocker there, I think. Hillgrove with the 7-0 early lead. Nunez takes a snap, looks, has a receiver open, hits him in the hands, but he drops it. It's a nice job by number 11, Leon Jordan. The hit immediately after the pass was hitting the hands of the intended receiver to break it up.
Nunez threw that a little bit too quick. His receiver hadn't turned around yet. You want to wait till your receiver turns around so he can actually see the ball and make a catch. He was pretty well guarded, but he should have caught that.
Well, you know, they say if you can touch it, you should catch it. In motion now, Nunez fakes, looks up, got backside pressure, finds his receiver. It's complete inside the 35, outside the 35, shy of the 40 at the 37-yard line. That'll be enough to move the chains, and credit Nunez, just a sophomore. You can tell he's matured significantly since the Alpharetta matchup that was very lopsided. Alpharetta dropping last week, but Nunez showing a little more poise in the pocket tonight, Matt.
Nunez will stay after practice hours and work on throwing the ball, work on technique, just hours after, so he can become a better quarterback like his opponent, Queen, who is a sophomore, trying to play like him a little bit more.
You know, many folks thought potentially Queen could have been the favorite at quarterback because his father was the coach. But I got to tell you, I really respect the effort and the talent of Queen. Top 15 quarterback in the state by many accounts. Quick give, that's Carter Chatham around the end. He's got the 40, cross the 40 to the 41. They'll mark him down with forward progress there, and that'll be a pickup of 4 on the first down carry.
Just a jet sweep, trying to get all your speed. They did to the wide side, trying to get all your speed out there so he can try and get to the sidelines and just take off and burn North Cobb deep. The outside linebacker did a good job of staying at home, reading it, and not getting reach blocked or turned around so he can make the tackle.
Nunez comes to the line, trips. Now there'll be a man in motion. That's give up the middle. He's got room across the 45, probably the first down marker. Deuce White with the carry.
Deuce White did a good job. He's not a big back. He's really a small guy. He reminds me a lot of Robbie Godhigh. He's not big, but he's small, and he can use his legs to pound you, and you gotta wrap him up and tackle him. You can't just try and hit him.
Good job effectively slipping between the tackles there, picking up 6 and the first down. Hoya's in business now. They'll go trips to the left far sideline. Nunez drops back, has a receiver, hits him in the hands. Number 86, Drevin Jones, the junior, incomplete. Second down and 10. Ball resting on the 47 of the Hoyas, moving left to right.
Last week, Jones caught the touchdown-winning reception, a 42-yard pass from Nunez to Jones, and that's what won the game against Pebblebrook. This time, he was wide open, hit him in the hands. You got to make that catch because he's off to the races.
Jones going to be a lone receiver near sideline. Again, trips to the far left. Nunez drops back. Look, same play. Has Jones complete at the 40-yard line of the North Cobb Warriors. That'll move the chains. Hoya's in business. They like that matchup with Jones on the single wide out on that quick look in, Matt.
Yeah, the corner was playing a little bit farther back, so it gave the slant route very open. They saw it earlier when he dropped it. They went right back to it, and it was there again. He finally made the catch, and it was a pickup for a first down. That's their third first down of this drive. They're doing a really good job of stringing yards and moving the ball.
Nunez in the gun, takes a snap. This time gives to the back, and immediately hit behind the line of scrimmage at about the 39. That'll be a loss of 1 as Deuce White, the senior, back on the carry.
They brought their linebackers up into blitz to try and slow down this Hoya offense. You know, they've done a little bit of running, done a little bit of passing. They're mixing it up. They're doing a good job. Now it's just a cat and mouse game trying to figure out what they're going to do next.
Trips will line up to the left side again. Common formation for the Hoyas. White going to be the left of Nunez. Takes a snap. Bubble screen to Jones on the opposite side. He's got room. down to the 35, and he'll pick up extra yardage after the carry. It'll bring up 3rd down, and we're going to call it about 3 to go, Matt. And Harrison looking for their 4th successive first down in this drive.
That was just a bubble screen, and we've seen bubble screens almost every week, multiple times. And it's trying to get a fast receiver out there with the block. The pass was a little high. If it was lower, he might have been able to pick up a little more yards than just 7, but good job by Jones.
Jones going to have Ryan to the near sideline. Nunez takes a snap, drops back right over the middle. Look right there. There's going to be a flag down on the play, I believe. Number 19 for the Hoyas. Lorenz Nunez clapping as he felt like there was a penalty flag down. I did not see a flag thrown, though, at this point. 3rd down and 4 coming up as the referees will talk it over, and North Cobb appears to have moved back. We'll wait for them to sort out the action and laundry on the field. Push.
Pass interference.
On the defense. Pass interference, the call. That'll be how many yards, Matt?
It's from where my fault. It's 5 yards from where the spot is. It should be an automatic first down.
So the 5 yards will again move the chains to the Hoyas. 5th first down in this drive. First drive, 4 and out, and ended by a nice punt by Jimmy Hutchinson to the 32, but was quickly answered by North Cobb with a 68-yard touchdown drive. The Hoyas dominating some clock time here and showing why the battle between North Cobb and Harrison is a rivalry over the years.
That's the thing we were talking about earlier. Harrison actually controls this 14-4. They've dominated this series between Harrison and North Cobb, and North Cobb's a good team. They're going to try and come out here and upset North Cobb in this 2007-like team. In 2007, they went undefeated and went to the state championships or state playoffs and lost in the first round. But their numbers in the season are almost identical to what they did in 2007.
Let's talk about the difference in tempo between these two teams. Harrison would prefer to run the clock, keep Queen or Shoddy Miller off the field. They took a timeout here versus Queen when they got that nice completion down inside the 5. Coach Queen wanting his son to push the pressure, push the tempo.
That's the difference between the wing tee offense that Harrison likes to run, the spread. The spread is a quick, fast-paced offense. You want to keep the 11 defensive guys on the field at all times. You don't want any substitution. The call is normally from the sidelines to the quarterback, and he'll make the call. The wing tee now, you have a receiver run the play in. It's more slow down. It's breathe. We can move the ball. It's okay.
So Nunez will come back out. He'll have number 2, the senior Deuce White to his right. Man in motion. Fake. He's got pressure. He'll flush out of the pocket near sideline. Looking. Has a receiver. It's intercepted. And he'll go down in the end zone. Number 14 for the North Cobb Warriors with the interception. Cameron Albright, the junior. And a drive for the Hoyas that seemed to have a lot of promise. Ended like many drives and possessions for the Hoyas this season with a turnover.
That's the sad part about this. You know, they strung together a great drive, and then they throw a pick, and you wonder what this offensive mindset's going to be like when they come back out here next time. Are they going to be confident and saying, hey, we can move the ball, we just had a little hiccup, or are they going to be down on themselves saying, maybe we're not as good as we thought we were?
So an interception made, and it'll be a touchback out to the 20. Cameron Albright with the INT. And at 6:08, North Cobb back in business, much like they were around the 11-minute mark earlier in the quarter. Queen going to have Herod to his right, long count, and we're going to have a false start, looks like on the left tackle, as the other offensive lineman will pound the ground, or pound sand, as you might say, Matt.
Yeah, a false start penalty is never should happen. You're standing right next to the ball. You can actually see the ball out of the corner of your eye, so it's unexcusable to happen, and that's always going to hurt a drive starting back 5 yards from where you were, and it puts Queens back to the end zone, which is never good to have, especially with this this rush-hungry defense that the Hoyas have.
6:08 to play. Queen now 1st and 15. Ball on the 15 of the Warriors. Takes a snap, gives to Herod. Herod looking for room. Balled up, and he'll go nothing but backwards. Potentially a loss of a couple yards there, Matt. We'll wait for the official spot. It will be a loss of 1 yard. So the first time Herod's carried for a negative gain tonight, and the clock will roll under 5:50 to play.
Yeah, Harrod's earlier run was a 40-yard run that sent him up inside the 5. This one's loss of 1. I mean, that shouldn't frustrate the kid at all. He's a great athlete.
Queen drops back, looking, has Borshatti open. Instead, he'll opt to go to Miller. Good job by Jones, who knocks it down as he backpedaled. If Queen had lofted it high and over the middle, though, Borshatti had his man beat, but they're obviously trying to allow Borshatti to draw attention and go to Miller, who's also a very talented athlete early in this game.
It was a wheel route. We saw the wheel. The inside receiver goes out, outside receiver goes in, and it's just trying to confuse the safeties, make them make a mistake, and they did a good job and stayed at home, which allowed them to deflect the pass.
3rd and 16, 5:34 to play. Queen in the gun, takes a snap, drops back, looking again. He's going to have pressure, and he'll go down inside the 10-yard line. That's going to be a loss of about 4. And 4th down and 10 coming up, 4th down and 20 coming up, rather, from the 10-yard line of North Cobb. And the first time really all season we've seen North Cobb bogged down like this and punt from their end zone, Matt.
When you have 4th and almost 15, 16 to go, it's really easy for you not to pick it up because the defense is going to play back a little bit more. The receivers won't be open, and they're going to bring a lot of pass rush. And that time Joey Connors got to him and brought him down hard.
North Cobb kicking from their end zone. High snap. Going to get it away, though. It's a high punt. Waiting for it is Jones. He'll call fair catch at the 47, and they'll put the ball in play. But importantly, from the 47 of the North Cobb Warriors this time. First time for their possession in the game to start on the North Cobb half of the field, Matt.
If I'm Coach Cobley, I'm going to let Nunez throw the ball, get back into his rhythm. On that last play when he threw an interception, he honestly should have just tucked it and ran and got what he could. The receiver was double covered. He kind of let it fly, let it get away from him, and that's going to cost you. So to build up his confidence, throw some underneath passes and say, hey, we do believe in you. You can get this.
Wide outs, that's Ryan near sideline. Now we'll have Laundry on the field. Going to be a procedure call.
Just a false start. And it didn't look like the tackle had got set yet before Nunez got under center. And when you're a quarterback, you got to make sure your whole line is set or you're going to move back 5 yards. And we saw it last time with North Cobb. Moving back 5 yards is going to hurt any offensive drive at that.
Penalty moves the ball back into Hoya territory at the 48-yard line. The 1st and 15 called to Hoya.
Nunez brings in the play. Going to be Ryan and Benjamin near sideline. Nunez gives to the back. Has a little room, but not much. He'll pick up about 2, make the 50 as they started 1st and 15 now from the opposing side of the field after receiving the punt at the 47 of North Cobb. That's going to be good for about 2 on the pickup. That'll bring up 2nd down, and we'll call it 13, Matt.
Deuce White tried to get behind his tackles. A little guy trying to just get behind the tackle and let the tackle move it. And they did a good job of shedding the block and making a nice tackle and letting them get 2 yards instead of 10 yards.
Jones near sideline. Nunez hits a bubble screen. That's out of the backfield. He's got room. Carter Chatham picks up the 45-yard line, just past the original line of scrimmage prior to the 1st down penalty. And they'll have 3rd down, and we'll call it about 8 to go. Now, 3rd down and 8 in the wing T is a significantly different situation for the Hoyas than for the North Cobb Warriors out of the spread.
We haven't really seen Harrison get into that traditional wing T where you have a guy under center, 2 wingbacks, and a fullback. They've shown more of a spread look, so this should be interesting.
Benjamin, Ryan, wide out. They'll go opposite side to Jones. Again, Jones hit, and he'll drop it off of his knee. Credit that pass, not in error to Nunez, but in the reception area of the field for Jones. Pass incomplete, 4th down coming up, and we'll see Jimmy Hutchison, the number 6 ranked kicker in the country, committed to the University of Auburn. All 3's on the clock. There's the snap. High kick. Fair catch called. It's going to be on the turf. A scrum for the ball. Hoyas say they have it. We'll wait for the official call.
I think North Cobb fell on it, but Hoyas are eminent that they got it. Everyone's pointing for them. Ooh.
And they will. So at 3:23, 10 seconds of hang time. And at the other end of that hang time was a muffed punt reception, and the Hoyas drop on top of it. So just like that, a potential major game-changing turn of momentum, and old brother Mo is hopping on the Hoyas' back.
Steven Nixon went to the pile with that ball, and he came out with it. He wasn't going to let North Cobb pull that away from him. He did a very good job of laying on top of the ball and controlling it.
Looks like North Cobb's going to take a timeout here and try to collect themselves. 7-0. And what's the challenge here if you're North Cobb? I mean, they've had some big wins, but if you come in, Harrison coming in 3-1, a big major loss to Alpharetta. Some folks would say maybe some of the wins they've had, although they have been wins, not necessarily dominant, overpowering teams. You take this Hoya offense and defense for granted, Marty might just slip them in the back door on you, huh?
You don't want to take any team for granted. You don't ever want to overlook an opponent, because that moment that you overlook an opponent, that's when they sneak in and they surprise you. Coach Marty at practice all week has been telling his teammates, telling his team, hey guys, we can beat this team. They have weaknesses. We're going to exploit that weakness, and we're going to show them that this Harrison Hoya team might have lost to Alpharetta in week 1, but we learned something from Campbell and we learned something from Pebblebrook, and we're going to show it against North Cobb.
Nunez will come out to the line, bringing his Hoyas with him. White going to be to his left, man in motion. Drops back, tries to hit White out of the backfield, and credit number 20 for the Warriors. In the backfield quickly, that's Jalil Kaku, the linebacker, firing through the A-gap and into the face of Nunez.
That's the thing with a young quarterback. They don't know how to throw on the run. When we saw him throw on the run early through an interception, they don't know how to plant their feet and make a pass and expect to get the hit, but the hit will pay off. If Deuce caught that, he's out in the flats. I don't know if there's anyone that could catch him.
A lot of green in front of him, but unfortunately incomplete. Going to be a flag on the play, a false start likely. You know, the situation for Nunez, which maturity and time and experience will give him, if he drops back and throws that much like you do a screen pass over the offensive line, White was off to the races, correct?
That is the problem. Nunez has only played in 3 games. Last year he didn't play at all. They had a senior quarterback in Chastain who's out playing college football now. And that's the problem when you have a young, inexperienced quarterback. It just takes time. If you look at Queen last year, it just took time for him to develop into the quarterback that he is, and that's what they want Nunez to become.
Another penalty on North Cobb. Nunez under center this time. Man in motion. He'll give up the middle. That's going to be number 43 for the Hoyas on the carry. Jonathan Fisher. Fisher, a senior, and looking to help the Hoyas upset the homecoming crowd at Albert Matthews Field. 3 minutes and counting. You're listening to the IBN Sports Network. Go to youtube.com/IBN Sports Network. Click subscribe and join in on all the action for the leader in high school sports around the state and the nation. Nunez in motion now goes Chatham. Chatham, and a pass intended up the middle. That was the tight end, Sam Lyons, the intended receiver. Incomplete is a nice job by the North Cobb defense to hit on contact of the football. Out to kick the field goal attempt here is number 88, Jimmy Hutchison. Hutchison 1 for 1 inside the 20-yard line.
You're a big Hutchinson fan because he's going to Auburn, aren't you?
I'm not, actually. There's the snap, the hold. It's going to be a bad kick. Picked up, thrown in the end zone, intercepted. Intercepted. That's number 5 for the Warriors who intercepts the ball. Emmanuel Slaughter, and a whole host of sloppy turnovers here early in the first quarter, Matt.
I'm going to argue. I don't think that was a planned field goal. I think that was a fake. The way Hutchinson came off, tried to fake the kick and made a hit, and you had Sam Lyons, a tight end, rolling out. I think that was a planned fake field goal that just didn't go right.
Have to go back and check the video on demand. Compliments a la IBN Sports. Queen quickly out for the North Cobb Warriors. He'll have Herod to his right. Twins to the left near sideline. There's the give. Herod up the middle. Going to have room and then hit. He'll be shy of the 20-yard line. The original line of scrimmage starting at the 19, maybe a half-yard with forward progress. Sprayberry and Sequoia locked at 7 apiece in the second quarter. Other scores, Kell up 20-0 homecoming over North Springs at home. Creekview 7-0 over Osborne. They played and lost to Kell last week. There's the give again. Again, this time going to be going to Nick Miller, the back in the backfield with Queen. Might have made the original line of scrimmage, and that'll bring up third down, and we'll call it 9 as we're under the 2-minute mark here at Albert Matthews Field.
The best way to explain these two backs, Harrod's more like a Michael Turner. He's going to run you. He's not a speed back. He's just going to pound it. And then you have Harrod, who's like a Jaquiz Rogers. He's a fast guy. Once you get out into the open, he's going to take off and he's going to beat you with his speed.
Harrod to the left of Queen. Borshatti near sideline, trips to the far right. Queen drops back, looks to the right, has his receiver. Instead, it's going to be tipped, and a dangerous tip up in the air. If the Harrison Hoya defensive backs had been paying attention versus being in tight man-to-man coverage, they might have picked that one up and gone the other way, Matt.
They're surprised to see Harrison come out in man coverage so early. The reason you run man coverage is you think your speed can equal their speed. And Borshotti's a fast kid. We've seen it. I don't know if I would want to be running man coverage with him. That's a weakness that North Cobb might see later on and try and exploit.
Number 18 back to punt. Jeremy Bell for the for the Warriors. There's a snap. Barely gets it away. High kick. Angled to the left near sideline, and it will be down at the 41, make that the 42-yard line by the Warriors as Jones was back to receive for the Hoyas. 1:13 to play. Warriors up 7-0, and Harrison hanging around in this game.
They're doing a good job, but their weaknesses are showing. Their weaknesses being making Nunez throw on the run. We saw him do that twice. One was an incomplete pass to a wide-open Deuce White. Other one was an interception. Putting pressure on this young quarterback is going to be the key to North Cobb's defense success.
End of one quarter, 7-3. Parkview over visiting Brookwood. Pass complete to Jones. Ball's down on the ground, waiting for the signal.
I think they called it incomplete. He was bobbling it is what I think they're said.
Indeed, the call. Bring up 2nd down and 10. North Cobb felt like they had the ball. The referees will decide otherwise. And no, we're not dealing with replacement referees in Georgia high school football. No pinch and lock out here. Nunez takes a snap, fakes. No, he'll give end around. That's Ryan. Ryan's got room across the 45, shy of the 50 as he goes out of bounds at about the 47. Make it the 48, and we'll give him 3rd down and about 4 to go. Just across midfield to the 48 of the North Cobb Warriors, the goal for moving the chains.
That was another jet sweep, and we saw earlier, all Harrison's trying to do is just get their speed out there so they can try and use the corners and have speed against speed, and it paid off. They got about a 6-yard gain, and that's really all you need on that jet sweep.
Jones near sideline, bunch formation for the Hoyas in motion. Carter, now that'll be Nunez with the ball. He'll go right off the left end. Nunez took that ball and barely even a fake to Carter Chatham coming around in motion, and he had a huge gaping hole. Looked like a dog on a juicy pork chop as he hit the hole and picked up the 1st down, Matt.
The reason that I don't think he faked it is because he saw that hole. That hole was big enough for a semi to drive through it. Saw the hole and said, you know what, I'm just going to take the hole and I'm going to get the 1st down. And he did a good job. He actually ran over a player, and for a quarterback to run over a linebacker, that's really impressive in my books.
Nunez back in the gun in motion. Now he'll fake, he'll keep off the right side this time. Got more room across the 40 down to the 35. And Nunez picks up a gaping hole along with 9 yards. 2nd and 1. We haven't seen a 2nd and 1 situation for the Hoyas in quite some time.
Nunez is doing a good job. He is a fast quarterback. They would like to develop him to a dual-threat quarterback where he can run the ball just as well as he can throw the ball. And he's doing a better job running it than he's throwing it, and they're fine with that. That's all they need.
At the end of a quarter of action, it's 7-0, and the Hoyas have consistently been able to drive the ball. If they can avoid the turnovers, we might have a ball game. You're listening to the IBN Sports Network, live from Albert Matthews Field and homecoming for the North Cobb Warriors. 7-0, North Cobb over Hoyas at the end of one. Back in a moment